The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com. Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County and begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, Irondequoit football got 4 touchdowns from quarterback Freddie June. At number 2, Fairport girls soccer positioned for another run at that elusive sectional title. Claire Myers now has 30 goals, which ties her for the Monroe County League lead with Leah Wagender of the undefeated Spencerport team. Leah scored 2 in the Rangers Class A quarterfinal 3-0 win over Mercy. Spencerport 16-0-1 in defense of its state girls soccer championship. It has been a season of lasts at East Rochester football this year for the Dennis Greco era.
Shaded to the right over here defense. Remember, guys, when I'm in pass pro, right? If I'm blocking bent, when I can have my hands on him, I want to stay. I don't want to keep doing this.
There's still something special about East Rochester football. A level of excellence established by the legendary Don Quinn is still the goal for the Bombers some 30 years later. The last 25 of those years, the program has been under the capable guidance of Dennis Greco.
I don't know, I think the biggest thing is that we tried to do the best we could, and we were competitive every year. And the thing I'm probably proudest of is the consolidated program we've had for 18 years now. It's been very, very successful both on and off the field. I think that's something that I take a lot of pride in, that we're able to get that done and maintain it and also play at a high level.
By the numbers, Greco owns 149 wins against 79 defeats, 8 league championships, 8 trips to the Section 5 finals, and a title in 2012. 25 years in the business allows Greco to go a little old school.
I don't think they've changed that much. I think we've changed. We've changed expectations as adults on what we expect from them. And here they understand we expect them to be respectful and work hard and be a team and all those kinds of things. And those are the standards that we set. So I think kids really haven't changed. It's society that's changed and doesn't demand as much of them as they should probably.
Assistant coach Brian Tarango has been with Greco every step of the way. A lot of marriages don't last 25 years. How is it that you two guys work together so well?
It's just been great because he's just been a great head coach, and he lets his assistants coach, which has been fantastic. He takes input, he takes feedback and stuff. So it's been fantastic to work with him. We're kind of like two brothers together out here every day and stuff. So I really enjoyed every minute of it. We've had some success, we've had some heartbreak, but it's been fantastic for 25 years, and I wouldn't change it for a minute.
The Bombers themselves have continued to win. For the 3rd straight year, the East Rochester Gananda team was seated first in the Class C sectionals.
Yeah, because we're not going to have a coach like that in a while. You're not going to have a coach like that for the rest of your life. He's just a great coach.
What makes him so, do you think?
He just knows how to talk to people. He's very friendly. He knows how to talk to the guys. He knows a lot about football, and that just right there, that's just special.
One time on my freshman year, someone stole a helmet from the locker room. Well, they did it by accident, and it was during triple session, so it's a long practice. We did up-downs pretty much the whole practice. And that was not funny at the time, but now it's pretty funny.
I remember a couple seasons ago, he always had a flip phone, and he finally went to an iPhone, and he answered it upside down the first time, one of the first days he had it, and we all had a good joke about that for that season. That was, I think, last season, and that was funny.
With all that going for him, you have to ask why Greco is parting ways with a 40-year career. practice.
Yeah, I think most of the guys will tell you the same thing. It's the off season. It's being in the weight room 3 days a week. It's all the off season things that you do. It's a year-round job. It's not something that just starts in August and ends when the season ends.
And it was like that when you started, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I've been doing that forever. I mean, we always hit in Newark, and I was a Newark assistant. We ran our weight room and on and on. So I mean, it's not a job that has an ending. You know, it's just maybe you don't play any games anymore, but then you go on to the next part of the season that you have to do it and get ready for next year. So, you know, that it just drains on you after a while doing all that. I mean, I love the staff and I love coaching the game in season, but it's just the time commitment is unbelievable, really.
The last 2 years were disappointing. After being seeded first, East Rochester lost by 2 points in the finals of Class C both times. But the Bombers have one more chance to send Greco out on top.
Well, the past few years, losing by a few points both years, it just makes you want to get in the gym more and get to the weight room more and work harder in the offseason, work harder during practice, and do every little thing you can to get the win in finals.
Well, yeah, it would be wonderful. I mean, this is our 3rd year in a row, basically #1 seed. We've had 2 tough, championship games. We've lost by 2 points. Both of them basically been great games and stuff. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm thinking if we could get to November 4th and that clock ticking down. We lost our manager this year, too, who was with us for 20 years. I think all those emotions would come together on that November 4th if that could happen and stuff. And we're fortunate enough to be able to win the championship for him. And I think that's what everybody wants to do, and that's our focus, with the team's focus, too. So we're excited about it.
All right. Oh, sure. Middle, Hunter. Stay in the middle. Head down. All right, go.
Jaden Castrocini ran for 164 yards and scored 3 touchdowns as the Bombers advanced past Mid-Lakes and into the semifinals of Class C. Coming up next, Paul Gotham looks at the postseason soccer scene in the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Kim Burnson has our Wegmans Making the Grade segment. And the overnight golfing sensation, who isn't? When the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
One by one, the donuts came. They brought their fiercest party game. But under the moon, they met their doom far too soon. Get your spooky donuts or 10 munchkins for $1.99 at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. It's time now for our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Pleasure to be rejoined by Paul Gotham of PickandSplinters.com. Paul, welcome back. What do you got on site this week? PickandSplinters.com.
We'll be making the move to indoors now because basketball, certainly college basketball, is going to be getting started. We'll have previews for local high school basketball and D3 basketball, and we'll be moving on from there with RIT hockey and a little bit of Amherst coverage.
Yeah, geez, it hardly seems possible. I mean, the fall has been so warm, but let's not desert the soccer season completely yet. You've been seeing a lot of tournament soccer games. What's impressed you?
What's impressed me, that you've got some great play. The surprising section or classification is going to be C2 right now, which all of a sudden Red Creek upsets top-seeded Bloomfield. Reigning champ Marion goes down, and next thing you know, Bishop Kearney as the 4 seed is the highest seed remaining, and it's interesting to see if the Kings, who haven't won a sectional title since 2011, can push through.
Yeah, and Fairport loses in penalty kicks.
Oh, that's crazy, but that Rush Henrietta team, Jacob Falsey in his first season as the coach, has done a tremendous job, certainly in the second half of the season, pulling it out.
Well, every once in a while it's good to see like a new team rise up, and because a lot of the stuff, at least so far, has played to form. And Anthony Lamb, we're going to be seeing. We thought we lost him to Vermont. We're going to be seeing more of this kid.
Anthony Lamb, preseason all-conference team for the Vermont Catamounts. Of course, he was the Rookie of the Year last year. Averaged nearly 13 points and 5.5 rebounds. Led Vermont to the NCAA tournament, and we're going to get a chance to see him because the Catamounts open the season at Rupp Arena against Kentucky.
How about that?
This game's going to be on ESPN. Then they play Marquette early in December. That'll be on Fox Sports 1 or FS1, I guess. And then we get them here at the Blue Cross Arena when they play the Bonnies in mid-December, which will be great to see Anthony playing back at the Blue Cross Arena.
Anthony was the centerpiece of that rock star Athena High School team. I'm not sure, even though he was 2-time Player of the Year, that we knew how good he was.
Well, and certainly Going to Vermont is an under-the-radar move, but he is dominating there. He was, like I said, Rookie of the Year. There's a chance that he ends up becoming Player of the Year.
Yeah.
If not this year, certainly before he is
Well,
done.
they were
at Vermont.
talking, I watched some of those games, they were talking about, that he might have been the best athlete on a basketball court in that conference as a freshman.
Without question. And Vermont hasn't been to the NCAA tournament too many times, and they could be looking at repeating it while he's there, which is really special to think about that.
Well, that'll be fun. Paul, Gotham, pickandsplinters.com, and our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee with Kim, and later, Mikah McDonnell, the new face of the sport in Section 5 girls golf, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
This week, Elena Costco is our Making the Grade honoree. Elena is a junior at Grace Athena High School and leads by example in the hallways. She's had herself quite a swimming season. She set a new school record in her event at a recent diving competition and placed 3rd overall at the Monroe County Diving Championship. Not only is she successful on the diving board, but Elena is an exceptional student as well. She has a schedule loaded with advanced placement classes and still works hard enough to maintain a 99% average. According to her varsity coach, Elena is all you can ask for in a student athlete. She is dedicated and serves as a great role model for her teammates and peers. She is just starting her college search, but should have plenty of options in the future. Nominated for her bright outlook in the classroom and in the pool, this week, Elena Costco is Making the Grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Section 5 calendar.
Here's the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Section 5 football. The title games in the 2 large classes at SUNY Brockport. Monday brings championship games in field hockey. Classes A and the combined BC class. Tuesday, the boys soccer Class AA championship game takes place along with the state Class A qualifier. The best of our girls soccer teams head west for the regionals. The AA is on Friday, A on Saturday. Girls volleyball semifinals in the 2 classes on Thursday. Section 5 championship games will be held on Saturday. Boys volleyball semifinals Saturday, and the runners will be out at Wayne Central for the Section 5 cross-country championships pretty much all day. Class A boys finals at 1:30, the girls for 2:30. That's the best of the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Here are the Vision High School Sports Beat Top 5 High School Football Plays of the Week, brought to you in cooperation with Varsity Media. For the best local coverage in Section 5 sports, visit varsitymedia.net. Section 5 tournament highlights this week. At number 5, we have Wilson playing Eastridge ball, trying to get out of the shadow of their own end zone and not doing it too successfully. The fumble is picked up by Desi Floyd Jr., a 10-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. Wilson advances past Eastridge. Direct snap here is Pittsford against Churchville. That's Jared Petrachik. He goes 33 yards for the score. The Panthers, top seed in AA, they move on. At number 3, hard to believe that Hunter Walsh is coming off 2 weeks of injuries, and he gets crushed making that pass, which is dropped in perfectly, of course, to Devine Williams. 15 yards and a touchdown. McQuaid defeated Schrader. At number 2, this is from Victor's 49-6 win over Edison, but it's Edison ball. In fact, we've had the opportunity to show 3 scoring plays from the RCAC this week, which is kind of nice. Edison's Dante Puryear to Darius Fulton, tip drill time, just like it's drawn up. 15 yards and a touchdown for the Inventors. And number 1, Greece Athena ball against undefeated Irondequoit. Patrick Meisenthal, the Athena quarterback, is like a one-step drop and fire it. Nigel Scantleberry there for the reception, and he's clean. 70 yards for a touchdown. Greece Athena with our high school football play of the week. Coming up, Webster's championship golfer has 8 months to prepare for the States when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It is time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. Number 3 this week, Lexi Perry. With the Victor girls golf team, Lexi scored all the Blue Devils goals in the 3-0 quarterfinal tournament win over Rush Henrietta. Number 2, Dylan Rice of Greece Athena boys soccer. Dylan scored all of the Trojan goals in a 4-0 quarterfinal tournament win over Pittsford Mendon. And number 1, Julia Andrich of Mercy, for the 3rd straight year, your undefeated Section 5 girls tennis champion. It seems to the casual local golf scene observer that Webster's Mikah McDonnell is an overnight sensation. That isn't the case. It rarely is. But in 2017, Mikah certainly made a name for herself.
She's been somebody that you have to contend with. The girls know who she is. She's a pretty accomplished player outside of high school golf, but this year was the one year that she finally kind of got over, so it was kind of nice to see.
Prior to high school, Mikah McDonnell of Webster Thomas was a pretty good athlete, blissfully unaware of how good a golfer she'd become. A 3-sport athlete along with softball and bowling, who was about to discover her passion.
When I was younger, my uncle played and he really got me into it. So I went to some camps, I got some clubs, and I played in a couple tournaments, and I realized that this was really the sport for me, and I really enjoyed it.
And a star was born. Golf's now a large part of McDonnell's life. She's coached by Joe Lasardi at Locust Hill at least twice per week. Lasardi's roster of students include Gavin Hall and Will Thompson, 2 of the most promising boy golfers Section 5 has produced the last few years. She's played on the summer tour, prestigious events, which include an invitation as among the youngest to compete for the Porter Cup. Mikah served notice last year when she finished 10th in the state high school golf championships. That was the highest among Section 5 participants. She capped that performance this fall by winning both the Tournament of Champions and the sectional title in an ongoing rivalry with Pittsford's Lena Kaufman.
Yeah, we definitely went back and forth, and we definitely played off of each other throughout the whole season, and we definitely did it during sectionals too. But, I mean, I enjoy playing with her, and that's really all that matters, so.
She's gotten stronger as she's gotten older, but it's more the mental thing that she kind of focused on this year. She's very hard on herself. She's self-driven, and she wants to be the best, and she always wants to win. And, that can kind of get in the way a little bit once in a while. So she really focused on treating herself kindly and speaking to herself kindly and having good words after maybe a bad hole.
Golf is unique in that competitive emotions and adrenaline bursts that serve other pursuits well are discouraged upon traits on the course. McDonnell's attempting to accomplish at age 16 what most of us fail to, regardless of our age.
It's definitely a challenge. I know that I'll get better at it as soon as I get older and experience more tournaments and stuff, but I'm just trying to really be the best I can right now.
It's a matter of it has to come subconsciously, but you have to be conscious of it.
Yes.
It's just like this internal battle, isn't it?
Well, I actually have little reminders on myself. Personally, I have a bracelet that I wear that says "Speak to yourself kindly." So if I look down and I see that, it really reminds me to focus on my attitude and how I speak to myself.
There you go.
No, just a little too much.
All right.
Section 5 is one of only 2 in the state that offers girls golf as a fall sport. As such, the state championships aren't held until spring. That leaves Mikah and her peers 8 months to prepare. More than you might like.
It's definitely hard because you're really not playing as much as you normally would coming off of your season, but I tend to play in other tournaments outside of my season, so I'll play in the winter down south just so I can just maintain my level of ability.
McDonnell is just a junior. When college becomes the issue, Mikah will move south.
I just want to be working on my game as much as I possibly can and get the real terrain, not hitting off of turf, but I prefer hitting off of grass when I can, so if the weather's good, I'll come out here. So it's just a personal preference, really. But if I could play up here all year round, I probably would stay closer here.
And from there?
I'm not really jumping too far ahead to professional career. I'm just trying to focus on finishing out my high school season and potentially playing in college and working on my college career just so I can really develop that. And then if the opportunity comes, I'll definitely try to play professionally, but I'm not really too concerned about it right now.
The Girls Golf Championships are at Bethpage State Park in Farmingdale, June 1st. We would like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible, as do you. Thanks once again for watching, and we'll see you next week with Vision High School Sports Beat.